you may know. I won't mention the names. Everybody knows the names that are there. So we go through peak and we go through sustainability and different things. So, regards who is DPD, that's obviously Louise is our regional sales manager. She worked for me for many years, and now she's in regional sales. I myself am 25 years this year with DPD. I haven't spent the last 4 years in CRM looking after the top 30 customers, and I have a team also looking after the top 600 customers below that based on a tier level. So we've tier one and tier two, depending on what the spend is of the customer. Somewhere that's it's only in infancy. Can you hear that okay, Killian?
Yeah, perfect, Kevin.
Okay, so obviously, who are DPD? We're one of the largest dedicated parcel delivery centrally located. We have a sortation in Athlone. We've 37 depots throughout Ireland, strategically located closer to you and to your customers. We've got real-time tracking and tracing, as you know. We've 7 depots up the north, 30 in the Republic, and we've got, I think we have 5, 6 in Dublin just. We've relocated due to COVID. A lot of our depots, we've stretched with the stretch marks and growing pains of last year in regards to COVID after the 10th of March last year. I think I remember coming back from a meeting with DPD UK on the 10th of March, and it's the last time I probably flew up to a couple of weeks ago, where I managed to actually get a holiday for the first time in 18 months. So I'm glad to get that out of the way. So a few people might be envious. I was in Dubai for 10 days, so I'm sorry for that. Sorry for the tan. Is that gone off again, is it?
Okay. Yeah, it's back now, Kevin. Yeah.
Back to it. Okay, so we offer a wide range of services, DPD. So we have next day throughout the UK, through Northern Ireland and the whole 32 counties. Real-time tracking and delivery for the whole journey. So your customers can actually see from the time you pick and pack the parcel and generate a label. We can send them a text. We send them a text on the morning of delivery to give them the 1 hour window, predict messaging to the consignee. It's very important that you guys actually give us the postcodes that are very, very relevant now. Give us the email address, give us the phone number of each customer that's going out so we can actually send them a text. So the more information you give us, the more information, the less time your customer service will have to spend on answering queries from your customers. Let us take control of that by utilizing the predict messaging. We also have a 24-hour, 7 days, 365 logistics department down in Athlone. So basically, if anybody has small products or they want to do lines that need to be picked and packed, we do stuff like Friday's jeans. We do various different things. We've got a lot of stuff. So anybody that's willing to come down and visit us, who wants to put a few SKUs into our warehouse and where we can pick and pack and we'll deliver the stuff. We've 6,000 pallet locations, allocations there. We also have a wide range of international services, range into the UK, into Europe by road, international as well. Also, we have Swap It, which is Swap It premium service. Basically, is that we can, if you have a damaged product or your customer wants to be swapped, you can send them out a new product, and we'll take the old product back at the same time. So it's simple and it's easier for your customer. So we offer some Saturday deliveries to for some customer, Sunday sort service, where if you coming into peak, if anybody has large volumes on a Sunday, they are pick and packing on a Saturday and Sunday. We do have a sort on Sunday night, although we don't collect parcels, but it's by arrangement. We will go and collect from certain customers to get parcels into our sort by midnight on Sunday for delivery on Monday. So if you find that Black Friday or that week of Black Friday that you have a large volume of parcels, our last collection point will be actually on this Friday from the normal depot. However, if you make arrangement myself or one of the team, we can collect, if it's large volumes, on a Sunday to get it delivered on a Monday for you. So at least you're keeping your promise to your customer. It's very important that you actually tell your customers what real time you can get your deliveries to them in time, because there's no point in you saying, we will, if you give the parcels to us today, we will deliver tomorrow. We will do that without fail. However, if your back order system is backing up, you need to reflect that on your website. And some people, even during COVID last year, pushed their delivery times out to nine days and 7 days. The likes of the large customers, Dunnes Stores, JD, Smith's Toys, pushed their delivery time out, not because of DPD, purely because their warehouse and their stock management system couldn't get the parcels out in time based on the demand that was there. So you have to look at the demand in regards to when the parcel gets to us, we will endeavour to get the parcels delivered to the customers. Also DPDs, so that we've got TAP transport, like the depots are all accreditation for, we've got many different ISO, customer services accreditation, the hub and depots are audited internal teams, and we continuously audit ourselves and make sure that we're okay for the wholesale and distribution certificates in regards to, especially for the likes of pharmacy supplies and various different things. This year, we've also invested 5 million in the hub this year. We were talking early last year with the way the volumes were of actually getting a second hub, because we are now at 2025 volumes within a very short term. We didn't expect to be where we are, so we're investing another 5 million at the moment in the hub in Athlone, where that'll take our sortation from 17,000 parcels an hour to 20,000 parcels an hour by just before Black Friday week. So that'll give us an extra, if you work that by 12, that's 12 times that, it's going to give us a lot more parcels that we can actually deliver. So we flexed out, and we can deliver the amount of parcels that we have forecasted based on your forecast that you've given to us. So basically, one of the main things is you need to let somebody from the team that you're dealing with within DPD what your forecasts are going to be for 2021 for that golden quarter that we're looking at. Technology, like we continuously invest. We're more a technology company than we are a delivery company. If you take a parcel, when you send the data to us, and when you actually, the parcel processes through our hub, when it gets to hub sort and it gets out for the depot, the amount of information, so for every parcel, there could be up to 10 pieces of information, if not more. If the text message when the customer is engaging with us and actually saying, I want to change my delivery to this time, I want you to go to a pickup, we keep every strand of information in the backup file in regard to what your customer said. So you get a text message in the morning, say, we're going to deliver between 10:30 and 12. You might say, I'm not available, or leave it to a pickup. We register that text, we keep that information. So every bit of information is already, it's kept and processed, and we capture everything clear. The only things we don't capture is actual PODs at the moment. We have to get a person's name, but most of our drivers now at this stage are on first, like even where I live, I'm on first term names with the driver that comes to my house here, Thomas, and he meets and greets me every morning. He says, is that okay for you, Kevin? I say, yeah. We stand back 2 meters and he gives me the parcel, he takes my name, and he inputs the data. That's again, as I said, to predict is very important to the customer for the final mile delivery in regards to home delivery. That customer gets that final mile text in the morning because you've given us the email address, or you've given us the text, the mobile number. That means that stops the customer engaging with you. Instead, they're engaging with us, improving your consumer experience much better. Again, people just keep going and keep. The more this has taken so much. One key customer 4 years ago was using one of our competitors, and overnight when they moved to DPD, they reduced their call input ratio from their CS department. And I have this on record. If anybody wants to ask me, I won't say who the customer is at the moment under GDPR, but if anybody wants a letter of reference, we reduced their call ratio by 88% within 1 week because of SMS, because the customer didn't have to ring them, what time am I going to get a delivery at, where it's going to be. They were getting a text in the morning time to let them know where it was. So for this golden quarter, the best thing I can say is people is do your numbers, work out what you did last year, and add your assumptions of what you think it's going to be this year, and let one of the representatives of whether it's a carrier DPD or it's whoever your carrier is, just to give them heads up and let them know in regards to what volume is coming their way, because it's very, very important for us, because for every 100 deliveries, we have to get an additional vehicle, because the average number of deliveries per vehicle is about 110, 120 stops per van. So if you underestimate by 1,000 a week, that's 10 extra vehicles that I need to man up and try and find. So I'm asking you to please dig deep and do that numbers and sort of do your assumptions of what you think it's going to be. Don't guess an over forecast and say I'm going to do 10,000, or I'm not being funny, but some people will do 10,000 and some people will do 100. If it's 100, it's 110. Please let us know. How small, how big, doesn't make any difference. And also allocate for those January sales. Because Black Friday, I think, will be, as I look at the top 30 customers with DPD, from the top people in the retailers that I'm talking to, the majority are saying it's probably going to be a Black November rather than a Black Friday, where it used to be. So I think people are going to go early. We've certain companies now in the last 2 weeks where the numbers already started because people are buying stuff because they think the product won't be available in November or December because of the shortage of goods coming in from China and getting stuff in by sea and containers that are shortage, and purely the cost of containers now that's coming in from China, it's gone from $2,000 or $3,000 up to $20,000 per unit. So people need to look at that. So basically, just looking at all the internet users and the stats from the CSO, what was happening last year. It's like the retention of internet users is 67%. Like last year, people that never shopped online before have shopped online, and there's a retention of about 67. I thought it was 70% retention of those users. So the e-commerce has now gone, our business has gone to 63%, where we were 50-50 prior to COVID. Now it's gone to be 70% is B2C. So just some more stats there. I don't know, Killy, are you going to share this presentation with people afterwards, or is it going to be there for people to look at if they want to come back and sort of email myself, Louise, afterwards?
Yeah, we can do, Kevin. We normally we'll put it out, the video out tomorrow, maybe in the member update, and we can include the slides if we want. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, from me, just to give you advice to you guys to make sure that you have a seamless golden quarter, to make sure that you're not going to have any hiccups from your customers. Remember, these customers, you want these customers back next year and the year after and the year after and the year after. And the more, the better the experience they have, they're going to come back at you. So forecast, give them the proper expectations and managing what you can deliver to them. If someone orders at 2 o'clock today, when that parcel is going to be picked and packed from your team, it's not regards of if you give it to DPD today, we will deliver tomorrow. Okay, and I'm not blowing our trumpet there. And make sure the air codes, the phone numbers, everything is there, but we will deliver the next day. Okay, we did it through the whole peak of last year. We managed to get 99.8% deliveries on a next day service. There are exceptions when you've got 250,000 parcels, 0.2%. There are a few disgruntled customers, but not as much as what you have like other carriers. I nearly said somebody else there, and I don't want to be slagging somebody off online, but in regards to this, there are carriers that have pushed their stuff out by 6 and 7 days to wait for delivery. And people know who they are, but it's a case of manage your expectations in regards to if you can process 150 orders a day, or you can process 1,000 orders a day. That means that you can get to your customer within 3 days. So if I order Monday, it's picked and packed on Tuesday, it's given to DPD on Tuesday night, and it's delivered Wednesday. So that's a 2-day turnaround. If it's a case in B, you can only process 750 orders or 500 orders or 100 orders in a day. Just manage those expectations and make sure that you know that the efficiencies that you have are there. And look at your packaging as well. I'm going to ask that that's part of the sustainability is remember the space you're taking up in a van. Don't put, I hate to say in regards to even a bottle of aftershave or a bottle of something small that's this size. I've got deliveries from some companies where the box is this size and it's full of packaging. It's a total waste. Just think of the space that's taken up in one of my vehicles, where I could get 200 or 300 next bags into a van, where if somebody ships the boxes this size, I can only get 100 boxes into the van. So just think of that in regards to your packaging point of view and look at the sustainability point of view. So again, this is how you do, just to look at your growth. Take your Black Friday numbers from the previous year, add the COVID, and sort of do the summary and sort of use this form that we use, and then we've got data in the whole background, so we've already know roughly how many parcels is coming our way based on data and sort of trends from COVID back in March 2020 right through to December 2020, and then when the shops opened up in week 29 this year, and how it dropped off and what the effect is. Like if lockdown had stayed this year, we would have been heading for, we did 1.1 million parcels in Black Friday week last year. If lockdown had stayed the way it was, thankfully it's open, we were heading for 1.7 million parcels, 1.7 million parcels in a week. That would have been crippling. Now, thankfully, we're back into the 700,000 or 800,000 parcels, which we flex to and we can do, and we've no problem doing it. If it goes a little bit more, as long as we can see the trends coming, we flexed last year to get all those parcels delivered on time in Black Friday last year, right up to Christmas. So just remember to do the numbers and what you did last year and what your expectations, and then feed that information back to your local carrier, whoever it is you're using, whether it's us or whatever. Like it's just from to protect your own business, you need to give this information to whoever it is you're using, GLS, UPS, and Post. Just please give them that information. They're crying out for that information, because that's all I've been asking my customers from since July this year. Can I have your numbers? Can I have your numbers for peak? Can I have your numbers for peak? And they're all going to me, oh, Kevin, we're weeks away. Can we give it to you? I said, no. We need to recruit drivers. As you can see in the UK, we're heading the same way. There's a shortage of line haul drivers already, even from looking at the fuel crisis in the UK. They don't have the drivers. So you can't expect us all to switch off. People get the percentages wrong, and you give me twice what you thought you were going to give to me. I have to find those vehicles to do that. So all I'm asking you is to help yourself to help me to make sure you're maintaining your business, and I'm delivering the promise to your customer, and you're delivering to your customer the same thing. Consumer exceptions, we do exception reports for people. Make sure you look at those exception reports on a daily basis that we feed back to you. Every morning we will feed back to you as a customer. If you're a customer of DPD, we'll send you the exceptions. If there's a bad address or postcode we can't find or something like that, please look at those every morning and go through those and try and feed that information back to our CS team as soon as you can, so that we're not chasing you and then your customers chasing you, and then there's a massive roll on of calls that you don't need, because you need the time to pick and pack and get the parcels at the door, not to be answering queries. So if you get the information correct the first time round, you won't need to answer queries, and you won't need people to do that. Again, there's many ways to keep in touch with the customers. Use your Instagram, use your various different ways. So, as you say, competitive time, PS5s, people like launches of PS5s and when they're going out and different things that people are doing, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Utilize those things and ask people to go onto the DPD website and sort of track their own parcels and make sure they give us the information. Air codes, 100%. Which is going to be vital. We're testing it in Sligo at the moment. We're doing route optimization where we are actually geo-mapping addresses, so the driver doesn't actually pick where the address is, where it is. Carto is a thing that we've invested in, and we're testing it in Sligo as of last week, and we've got 6 runs on it, where based on the air code, the handheld system will tell the driver where its first stop is, second stop, third, fourth, right to his 150th, 120th stop, where it is, and in the manner that he has to do it in, and the shortest route he can do it. That's using Google Maps and using air codes, and it's also keeping the customer up to date from the timelines in regards to what time the delivery is going to be made. So that's vital. So please, if you can, make air codes compulsory for your customer. Sustainability, I think I touched on that earlier on, that we need to get to the journey where we are to reduce carbon costs by 30% by 2025. Just look at the packaging and the bubble wrap of what you need and what you don't need. do I need to put something small into a larger box because I've only got one box size? Try and look at your different box sizes. We have a guy called James Atkins, we have a full-time sustainability manager who's willing to go and talk to anybody and sit and talk to them in regards to looking at different ways of doing the sustainability. I know it's a cost, it's a money thing, it does cost money, but it's well worth looking at. We're currently doing Project Breathe across Dublin at the moment, where we're putting air pollution monitors on top of vans and buildings and different customers that we're in with Dublin Corporation and various different people in the universities, and we're sending that information back, where we're measuring the air pollution and putting it up on an Instagram and an app where you can actually, wherever the driver's van is, it'll tell you what the air pollution and what's readable there. So again, all this is available on the DPD website. If you go into sustainability, you get more information on this. Top tips for packaging. Again, reduce your packaging where possible. Don't use more than you have to. You have to use fully recycled materials, e.g. cardboard, paper, and PET. Just avoid excessive plastic packaging. Again, all this is available on our website. We can supply bags. You can buy bags. We'll use reusable bags. Right, so that was basically it. So we're going to open the forum now to Killian's going to open for questions and answers now to me. I hope I did as best as I could there. And
no, you did great, Kevin. You did good. You did great. In fairness to fair play, not your first time doing that. I'd say you knew it off fairly well there now. So no, that's great. If anyone has any questions there, pop them into the box. I suppose, Kevin, first one from me, maybe just in terms of overall summary advice, what would you say the main takeaways are? Is do your numbers, look at your packaging size. Any other few key points you want to just re-emphasize?
Do your numbers, look at your packaging size, and then make sure that your key deliverables that you put on your website for your customers, what the expectation, because if you tell a customer that he's going to get his delivery next day and he doesn't get it for 3 days, he's going to be peed off and he's going to come back and he's going to give you a bad review of the whole lot. So manage those expectations. Say, right, I can only pick X amount of parcels. If I get an order of 500, that means it's going to go into the next day. You need to go in that day and amend your website to say, I'm gone to 2 days, I'm gone to 3 days. Like I've seen this with Dunnes Stores last year, I've seen it with Smiths, they've gone to 9 days. Right. It's not physically because DPD didn't deliver it, it's because they couldn't pick and pack and get the parcels out to the customer. And by doing that, it reduces the friction coming back on the CS, because you don't want that friction in CS.
No, that's a good point. And
I'm very, very passionate about that. So your expectations as a customer is, if you think you can pick and pack it in 2 days and say, put 4 days up and deliver in 3, that means you're going to get a good review.
Yeah. And it's such an easy thing to do, Kevin,
If you put up 2 and you deliver in 3, you're going to get a bad, your Trustpilot is going to go, phew.
Yeah.
It's just drop off, guys. And it's just, I'm not being funny. I always go back to common sense, but common sense is not bloody common. So if you actually use the common sense scenario, it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right. And I think, as a consumer, you always check the delivery page, before you push something through as an order. And if you can keep that up to date every day as you're moving through November every week, I think, it will definitely make things a lot smoother. There's a bit of a question in from Miguel there. Kevin, I'll read out. Hey guys, with the air code and address, I have been having problems with the assignation of the correct depot when collecting parcels. Any advice?
Best thing to do is go into IT support at dpd.ie.
Okay. Yeah, and log it there, and the lads will help you. That's fair.
Right, Miguel, just go to IT support at dpd.ie. If you don't get anywhere, it's kevin.o'reilly at dpd.ie. Jesus Christ, what they do that for?
I know you'll be fine. There won't be too many. And I suppose, Kevin, we were chatting beforehand. Maybe just reiterate again there's a lot of newer retailers online, obviously this year that weren't online they got online in the last year. A lot of them probably haven't got their ducks in a row. In terms of orders to the UK, what's your advice?
Well, orders to the UK, if you've got a UK identification number and register with the HMRC and use your ERI number, at the end of the day, people are going to have to pay tax and duties. It is a 48-hour service, but unless you have a UK entity, I don't think a lot of people are actually interested in paying the VAT and duties. And I think there's a £5 administration charge. It just puts people off.
Yeah.
In that sense. And the same with Amazon. As I said to you earlier on about Amazon, we're finding a lot of people now are actually, rather than advertising their products on amazon.co.uk, they're advertising their products on Amazon Barcelona in Spain and shipping to Spain. Even though it might be a few euros more expensive to ship to Spain than it is to the UK, you don't have that administration charge by going to EU than UK.
Yes.
So you take that €5 administration charge and the VAT and duty, where the customer is going to go onto the checkout and look at it and say, oh, I got VAT and duty and administration charge. They're going to opt out of that. Where if you're advertising your product on the Amazon EU website, that means you can ship your stuff in bulk to Amazon in Spain via DPD, and although it takes 5 days, it just means it's less headache. There's no VAT and there's no duty for the customer. So just think of those type of things as, like, as I said earlier on, we can see we've got less parcels coming from the UK, but we still have the same volume of parcels in our network coming from Europe, because UK volumes have dropped, but European volumes have increased to counteract that volume. So we're not without business. We actually have the same amount of business coming in because people are ordering, rather than doing the UK, are doing an EU website.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
If you're sourcing or trying to have an EU website, so try and sell to Amazon EU rather than Amazon UK, where we have done, because we've always done UK.
Okay. Okay.
For anybody in Northern Ireland, there's no issue in Northern Ireland. Anybody that's based in Northern Ireland, they've free movement into the UK.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Or look to third-party 3PL logistics company in Northern Ireland to move their product up and put it onto a website there and move it over.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. And Kevin, I suppose in terms of the forecasts you've seen with the bigger customers, obviously, you kind of mentioned it there. It's not going to be as mental as last year because the shops are going to be open.
I think, like, there's usually every year there's an extra 10 or 15%. I think the volume is going to be the same this year, but still, because the growth is there, but the footfall in the shops will take away the growth in the business, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So say somebody was doing, I don't know what to say, like one of our customers could be doing 10,000 orders a week, and so we'd say to them they could go to 12,000 year on year. But now that if they had 10,000 last year, they could go to 12,000 this year. It'll probably be 10,000 this year because the other 2,000 will be bought in the shops.
Yeah.
So the growth will be in the shops and the footfall, where people are saying, well, I actually want to do touchy-feely shopping this year.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how things go in regard to COVID. Yeah. Please God, 22nd of October is going to change things. I don't know. I think people have got so used to not going to the shops, not going to restaurants, not going for a beer, not doing this. I think it's just that we've all been pigeonholed now into shopping online and buying what we need. I mean, and we know that we're buying the same products because we know what size we are in this, we know what that is, and just different things. So I don't have to go through the returns process. I think the returns process is actually less.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing is to make sure that your customers and you guys, anybody that's in retail excellence in regards to customers that are setting up online, go into the DPD website and look at return by parcel. We can set up, because most people actually go into the DPD website, or sorry, to any online website.
Yeah.
And what they're looking at is the returns policy. If the returns policy is crap, they're going to back out and not buy the goods.
Yeah.
So we have a on DPD website, we actually have return my parcel.
Mm-hmm.
So you can click on return my parcel, and if you're ABC Abrasives or ABC, you can click on it, and we'll give you a preferential rate to return that parcel, or you can pay for that return, do free returns.
Yeah.
Within Ireland. Having the like of that, if you go into the DPD website and so look into my DPD and return my parcel, you'll actually see all my customers that actually have return my parcel, and some are free returns and some where the customer pays €5 or €6 to get the parcel returned.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
And that has to be there. Well, that's a major for e-com customers.
Yeah, returns is definitely something to think about. Two quick questions here, Kevin. Just in is one from Killian. He says he's a DPD customer since March. I haven't had a CRM manager or contact since I signed up. Who should I contact? He's probably
okay. What's his name?
Killian Joyce. I can link him in with you maybe afterwards, Kevin. We have Killian's email. Sure, he must have registered.
Killian only started in March. He would be in new business sales, and then he will come into CRM in January this year because it's new business. So he's within the new business sales.
Yeah.
So if he spends over 36K, he will go into the CRM pot for next year. But we also have a tier 2 customer, so I give my email address, Kevin.O'Reilly@DPD, and so whatever he feels, just tell him.
I'm sure you've been mental as well, Kevin. I'd say you've had such a massive increase in customers. It's probably been impossible to touch base with them all.
I spent the whole day recruiting people because I need more CRM people in regards because the business is going through. So tell Killian just to bear with us. Normally, it's new sales for the first year, and then the second year it'll go into the CRM team. So it doesn't come into the crash, as I say.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, next question, just one from Natasha. How can we avoid DPD drivers leaving packages outside properties or incorrect addresses? Also, when are signatures coming back into force?
Signatures aren't coming back into force by any of the carriers. I'm 25 years with DPD. I was with T&T for 2 years. I was with DHL for 8 years, and I still have contacts. No one has any idea when this POD is going to come back. Yeah. However, next year we are in development. What we would have done it this year only because of COVID and the different things we were developing. We are going to be taking photographs of where we've left the parcel. Now, everybody has bad eggs in their company, and now and again where a driver may leave something where he shouldn't have left it. But a lot of people, when I go back to the customers, I found myself that it is under local agreement with the driver and the consumer of where the goods get left. They shouldn't be leaving it. But we are pinning the GPS address of where the goods were left.
Yeah. And I suppose it comes back to the air code, making sure getting the right air code at the point of purchase.
But again, hopefully in the new year, we will take, what was that lady's name?
Natasha.
So hopefully next year, Natasha, we will actually have a photograph taken, and then we will send, another way we send a text message to you before the delivery. We will send a photograph where the driver leaves it in a safe place of where the goods are left with the GPS coordinates. So when you're on your way home, I've left it behind the car, I've left it behind here, I've left it behind the bin, I've left it wherever it's left. So hopefully that lands that for next year.
Yeah, and I'd say in fairness, your track record is one of the best in comparison to maybe some of the other carriers in terms of wouldn't worry about that.
I won't mention anybody.
And I think, Kevin, the problem with that incorrect with the air code bit is likes of Shopify now, which a lot of retailers are on Shopify.
Yes.
You can't actually
make that's getting set up with DPD is Shopify. It takes an hour of development work with us, where previous other things would have taken weeks and months. So if you are coming online, you want to get involved with, select Shopify, go to Scurry, go to Metapack, other carriers, it'll speed up your experience for you, rather than us having to do development, because we are in the massive at the moment of changes where we don't have time to do development for some people where we did years ago. So we're pushing big customers back because we can't start them this year. We're saying wait till January.
Yeah.
But if you want, I had one there recently, the one there yesterday, and within 1 hour Shopify, up and running, labels generated, passed and done, gone.
Yeah. No, it's great. In fairness, but you can't make the air code compulsory on Shopify for some reason.
No.
But
It's just make it compulsory. Just try and keep pushing it with your customer and asking for it. But it's generated as the depot mostly. We're on every street every day more than once. You know what I mean? So it's basically like now we are more than ever. I joined DPD Ireland, like I was in the UK for 12 years. I'm with DPD Ireland 13 years now. And when I came here, 2% of the business was 13 years ago was e-commerce. Now it's over 60%. And when I tried to say that to the CEO, I actually got a bit of a kick, and he says, "This will never happen." So now I actually ring him up now, like, he's retired, and say, "We're at 60%," and he more or less said, "Off. I don't need it."
Very good. No, that's good. I'd say no, that's super, Kevin. That's all the questions and everything. So, many thanks for jumping into that there now today. Appreciate all the advice, and definitely some worthwhile tips there. And I think, in fairness, it'll help everyone get fully set up now and ready to rock for the next couple of busy months. So
feel free to send me any, or reach out on LinkedIn to me. I'm on LinkedIn if you want to reach out to me for any advice. And sorry, a bit heavy at the beginning there. I think we all got thrown a bit there, but at least we managed to get it done in the time rather than have to postpone tomorrow.
Yeah. No, that's super.
You can send me a good review, can you?
Will do, Kevin. Yeah. Okay, guys, many thanks for joining. We'll leave it there, and we'll chat again. Many thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it again, and we'll speak to you all again soon.
Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.